Alright guys, welcome to map number 3 of the Rainbow Cup Grand Final match between Young Panda and Lazarus 19. This is played on Lazarus' second home map, which is Arena. As you can see, Lazarus, as you can see in the score at the top, has lost the first 2 maps. Let's see if he can come back on this one on his own home map pick. This is quite an interesting arena generation. I don't like this gold though. Well, he can put a town center. That'll be a great town center placement if he finds that gold even. Wait, I think he can see it. No, I don't think the Young Panda can see that. If we take a look at the civilizations, like Behileto says in the chat, interesting civilization picks. We see Young Panda picking the Cumans. Will we see a feudal age boom coming from the Cuman player? That'll be quite interesting to see if that is what we are expecting in this one. We might actually see that. I suspect that we might see a feudal boom coming in from Young Panda in this one, and we see Britons being picked by Lazarus. Pretty strong arena civilization. Cumans, I'm a little on the fence about. You can go one of 2 ways. Either he can go for full aggression in feudal age with the fact that you have access to a siege workshop in the feudal age, and you can build battering rams in the feudal age already and don't have to wait until castle age for that. Or what he can do is he can build a second town center in the feudal age, go for the heavy eco approach and get the economy lead, and then build and snowball it from there. Young Panda is busy looking for his last 2 sheep, and Lazarus also looking for Young Panda's last 2 sheep, since Lazarus noticed that both of his additional sheep patches, the 4 additional sheep, were outside of his walls. If your additional sheep, for those of you that don't know, if you're playing on arena and your additional sheep are outside of your walls, that means it is guaranteed that your opponent's additional sheep are also outside of his walls. That is why we see Lazarus's scout outside of Young Panda's base looking for Young Panda's additional sheep. Although they are outside his walls, I think Young Panda might think that he's been lamed, since he saw Lazarus's scout there and he can't find his sheep. But his sheep are actually at the back of his base. This might actually be massive if he doesn't find those before heading up to the feudal age. Yeah, Behileto, I also think castle age cap rams will be more effective, but I think starting to apply pressure in the feudal age with the battering rams and then transitioning into cap rams and knights after that will be a little better actually in total, instead of just going straight up to castle age and then going into cap rams. Getting to feudal age sooner and getting some rams out, in my opinion, will be a little bit of a better approach for Young Panda to follow in this one. And now we see Lazarus also pushing in his deer. Young Panda has already pushed in, I think, 2 of his deers. They only have 3 deers each. And is he now going to... I think he's... yeah, there we go. And he sees the 1 sheep in the back of his base, so he goes to find that one. And he might find the other 2 over on that side as well, although he hasn't seen them just yet. There you go, he is looking for them right now. So that is what we might see from the Cumans. Like I said, we can either see a feudal age boom coming in to get that eco approach and to get the massive eco lead that he can get with the Cumans in the feudal age already, or what we can see is we can see the full aggression, or we can just see standard play. But I don't think you will pick the Cumans if you just want to play standard, play the regular standard game. Then the Cumans is a little bit of a niche pick. You won't see them play standard on a map like arena all that often. Okay, now we see the second ball is in also for Lazarus. For Lazarus, on the other hand, what we might see... wait, Young Panda lost... oh no, he lost a villager to the boar. I didn't see that. I didn't see that happen, but he lost a villager to the boar. That also might cost him in the end, since he is... well, it does seem like he is going to go up to the feudal age pretty early, since he only has 3 on wood. On arena, usually with most arena fast castle builds, well, with your regular fast castle builds on arena, you'd usually want to send 4 to wood 3 on wood is the I would say standard if you want to go for the boom approach in the feudal age. So that is likely what we'll see from him. And there we go. We see he is heading up to the feudal age right now. He will get to the feudal age at about 1040. He's going up on 22 pop, well 23 pop, sorry, 22 villages. So relatively decent feudal age time for him, even though he did lose a villager. And yeah, I think he is going to place a second town center. I just don't know where he will be placing it. And oh, this is not a fight that I think Lazarus is behind in this fight. Yeah, I think this is even. I can't even tell. It's exactly even, and Lazarus loses it with Young Panda on 3 HP. At least Lazarus already has a lot of scouting all over the map. Well, not really that much. He's scouted the outside of Young Panda's walls, and he has found only 1 relic so far. So that's actually massive for him. He's heading up to the feudal age now as well on 24 pop. Well, it would have been 25 pop if his scout had still been alive. So he will be going for 25 pop feudal age, putting down the barracks now. He's probably just going to go with an archer range and a blacksmith. Get up to castle age as quick as he can. You will be able to click up to castle age pretty soon after hitting the feudal age. Get up to castle age and then get some crossbows out. But at the same time, we see that Young Panda, there you go, second town center coming up at the back. As I said, he will be going for the eco approach, getting up a second town center, building it with 10 villages at the moment. Obviously, he's doing that since the second town center that you build with the cumins in the feudal age, for those of you perhaps don't know, it does build a lot slower than a standard additional town center would in the castle age. Normally your additional town center, if you build it with 1 villager in the castle age, will take 150 seconds. The cumin feudal town center that you build, if you build it with 1 villager, it takes 275 seconds. So it's a lot. It takes a lot longer for the town center to be built. So that's why putting a lot of villagers on it. There is a point of diminishing returns with the amount of villagers that you put on the town center to get it built, since each villager only works at half the rate of the previous villager that you add. So the second villager you add to help build only works at half the build speed, and that obviously scales down to last villager not building very effectively at all. And now we see Lazarus is in the feudal age, not creating villages though. And well, he's clicking up to the castle age round. He was just waiting for, oh, he did create villages. He was just waiting for his archer range to complete. He is heading up to the castle age now. Young Panda in feudal age. He is going to be forever feudal age at this rate. Hasn't gone to gold just yet. He needs to get more farms up to actually get both of his TCs working. Both TCs are working, but to keep both of them working, he needs to get enough farms up. You need at least 6 farms per town center to have your town centers active at all times. Although Lazarus right now should expect that his opponent has gone for the feudal boom approach. So he is getting out some crossbows. He's getting out some archers for now, but obviously it'll be crossbows by the time that he reaches the castle age. Getting out some archers. What I would suggest he does is actually go for full aggression as soon as possible in the castle age. As early as possible in castle age, go for full aggression, and he needs to get fletching. I don't know why Lazarus doesn't like getting upgrades for his archers. Because just like in the first game, he still hasn't gotten fletching. He could be getting fletching already for these archers, and then get Botkin arrow as soon as possible once he reaches the castle age. Sending the archer forward, he might actually with crossbows with Botkin arrow, he might be able to, no, he won't be able to, he'll be able to range this mining camp, but not the villagers mining the gold. He won't be able to reach those. And I think Young Panda can, no, there we go, now he sees the archer out. And well, he still doesn't have fletching, still no fletching on these crossbows. He's got crossbows, but no fletching, no upgrades on the crossbows. I think that's a little bit of an oversight. Wait, if he doesn't have fletching and he can range and he can range this, he will actually be able to range the villages. See, if he hadn't shown his crossbows just yet, and he had upgrades for his crossbows, actually had fletching and had botkin arrow, he would have been able to prevent this tower from going up on that gold mine there. So a little bit of an oversight there by Lazarus, allowing that to happen. Now he is just using his crossbows basically to scout, not applying any pressure.
Ready.
There you go. Now we see Young Panda building a little building wall behind this, just in preparation for expecting that Lazarus will come with a lot of pressure. Building a little house and building wall behind his forward resources. Has he scouted the back gold? He still hasn't scouted his back gold, so he doesn't know that that gold is there just yet. And at this moment, again, Lazarus not doing anything. He's got 2 ranges, not producing from either of them. He is going up to 2 town centers at the moment, which I think is not enough to catch up. He's already 17 villages behind. That is the power of the feudal boom. He's in feudal age. He's 17 villages ahead of his opponent, just because of the fact that he went for 2 town centers in feudal age instead of going up to castle age pretty fast. Now we see barracks coming up in front for Young Panda. He is heading up to the castle age as well. He's 40% up to the castle age, and now only Lazarus starting to produce more from his 2 ranges, putting up a monastery, wanting to get the relics as well. Obviously those are especially important on arena, for some reason more so than on other maps. They are very important on arena, but this, I think this is a little bit of a lost opportunity for Lazarus. If he had applied a lot of pressure a lot earlier, actually got upgrades for his crossbows, still hasn't gotten any upgrades for his crossbows, and if he had gotten the upgrades and actually applied pressure a lot earlier, this would have been a lot different for him. He would have actually been able to apply more pressure to his opponent and actually get a little bit more of a panic out of Young Panda. He just allowed the feudal boom to continue freely, where now Young Panda is on he's 15 villages ahead on his 2 town centers. Lazarus, I think he is also still only on 2 town centers as well. So even though he's producing from both of his town centers, he won't be able to catch up, since he is just basically keeping up with his opponent, and now he's even housed behind that as well. He is not putting down a 3rd town center himself. Obviously with the Britons you do get the cheaper town centers, where your town center only costs 50% resources, or 50% of the wood cost. You still do pay the full 100 stone for your town centers. It's a best of 5, Amber 34. This is a best of 5, so if Young Panda wins this one, then he takes the tournament. This is the grand final of the tournament.
Ready.
Still no upgrades on these crossbows for Lazarus though, which I still find extremely strange that he's got crossbows, no upgrades. He is starting to collect the relics. He's got his, okay, is that the first relic he has on its way? Yeah, I think that's, yeah, 4 more relics on the map. Yeah, that's the first relic that's on its way. So he's starting to collect the relics, and now Young Panda has found the gold in the back of his base, built a town center there. So now he's on 3 town centers already. Lazarus also on 3 town centers. Yeah, Lazarus also on 3 town centers. He is 16 villages behind and only just keeping up. He's actually not gonna make up the villager count unless he goes to 4 or 5 town centers and actually goes for a massive boom, which he could do, but I think it might even be too late to actually try that. But let's see if he will, and let's see if he'll sometime eventually get upgrades for his crops. He did get fletching eventually. I didn't see that coming, but he did get fletching. Now he just needs to get botkin arrow as well. He is collecting all the relics though, so he's got that's the 2nd relic, well 3rd relic he has. Yeah, I don't think Young Panda even has a monastery up. No, he doesn't have a monastery up yet. So good job by Lazarus collecting all the relics. Although, I mean, I still think it's a bit of an oversight for him not to apply even more pressure early in Castle Age, knowing that your opponent is going for a feudal boom. Well, you could have assumed that from how early his opponent got to the feudal age. Ooh, and now we see a forward castle coming up here for Young Panda, which will do a lot to actually protect the front of his base. Make sure that Lazarus can't just push in there with his castle age cap rams if he would like to go for that. Well, sorry, with his castle age siege. It is the Cuban player that has castle age cap rams, not the Britain player. He does have, and he is building up quite a nice stack of knights in his stable. He is getting all the armor upgrades for the knights. He's got the second armor upgrade coming in now for the knights, and also I don't think he has the attack upgrades on them yet. I didn't see forging. No, he doesn't have any attack upgrades on the knights just yet, but he is getting the second armor upgrade now. And Lazarus still only with fletching on his. He's getting Botkin arrow now. There you go. Botkin arrow just completed, and we see these villagers come forward now for Young Panda. He doesn't respond to the crossbows there. Okay, so Young Panda doesn't respond to the crossbows. Okay, now he does. But I don't think Lazarus knows about this siege workshop coming up. Now we'll see knights. We see +2 knights with capped rams coming in for Young Panda. Well, we will see capped ram coming in soon. He's creating a few rams first. Oh, and these knights just eating up those crossbows. That +2 defense on the knights, meaning that the crossbows do only 3 damage per shot to the knights. There you go. And Young Panda putting up outposts all over the map. He is now getting capped ram. He's got 1 ram in his siege workshop, getting the capped ram upgrade as well. Okay, so Lazarus going for crossbows and monks, putting down a 3rd archery range. Even though he's now producing from both of his archery ranges. This is some good map control so far in this one for Young Panda as well. Sending his knights forward. Will he actually... We did see ballistics come in for Lazarus. Oh, and he's going to lose one of his monks. He loses one of his monks, and he does convert a single knight. And like I said, he did get ballistics as well. So these crossbows will be a lot stronger versus the knights than they previously were, so because he can fire more accurately at the knights. And now we see more stables coming up for Young Panda. He's putting up his 2nd and 3rd stable. He's got capped rams being produced, so he's going to go full knights and rams. He's got the 1st attack upgrade on his knights already, and now he is getting the light cavalry upgrade as well, just to add in a few light cav to actually snipe the monks. That will be great for him. That'll be a great addition for him to actually just add a few light cav just to snipe the monks, so that he does not need to care about his knights being converted. And now we see these 2 cap rams coming in. This is just going to push straight into the front of Young Panda's base. Forward castle coming up for Lazarus, out of view of Young Panda's base, so you won't see the castle coming up. He's gonna run into. He's gonna try and defend against this. This is gonna be difficult for him. He needs to deal with all of these knights, which he can't really do with this army that he has. He has only crossbows, a few monks. The monks are gonna die to the light cav. Oh, that's massive. He's gonna lose his army. He's gonna lose all of his crossbows. The rams are in, and now all of these knights. How many knights are these? This is 7 knights and a few light cav. 7 knights, 6 light cav are just gonna run into his base. He's gonna lose his entire eco. I think there's a hole over on that side. If the knights can get around that side, there's a hole over there. I think there's no holes on this side at least, but on that side there is a hole, so he needs to plug that hole before they come around. But the problem is he does have 3 capped rams in his base, so even if he does plug the hole with the house, it still wouldn't do much, because the capped rams will just eat through any buildings that he has. And this might be over, guys. I think, is this gonna be where we see the winner of the tournament? Trying to put up stone walls behind this. These stone walls are not even gonna last. He's trying to take out the rams with his crossbows. I don't think this is gonna work for Lazarus. I mean, this gate is gonna go down even before it goes up. The building on the side collapses. The light cav and the knights are in. This is what, 19 light cavalry. Light cavalry just streaming in, 8 knights, all just running into Lazarus's base. There is nothing you can do against this. I think this is GG, guys. He's heading up to an Imperial Age. I think that was premature. I think going up to Imperial Age for Lazarus was a little premature there. He clicked up to the Imperial Age without having any kind of advantage. He was behind, he clipped Imperial Age, but now being in Imperial Age, there is nothing that he can do. He doesn't have any eco, he doesn't have anything behind this to be able to do anything in Imperial Age. And I think this is over. He's building up a panic castle on the back of his base, and even this castle is going to be denied. He built a Mangonel to try and snipe the Rams, but unfortunately Mangonel gets rushed down. He's going to lose his monastery he has all 5 relics in his monastery, but he's going to lose that. This castle will not go up. He's trying to rush the castle up with these villages, but I mean, these light cav are just running in on these TC, just sniping villages. He doesn't care about losing the light cav to the town centers, and he calls it. Yeah, Imperial Age with 0 production, and not just 0 production, he had 0 production buildings. Well played to Young Panda. He takes it, he wins the match 3-0. He wins the tournament, takes home the entire, well, not the entire prize pool, he takes home first place. 60% of the final prize pool goes to Young Panda. Well done, Young Panda. Well done to Lazarus for taking 2nd place in the tournament. And thank you and well done to everybody that took part in the tournament. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to subscribe by clicking on my face to the left. To watch what I'd like you to watch, click the top video on the right. If you'd prefer to see what YouTube thinks you should watch, then click the bottom video. So until next time, happy gaming!